Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Red Room. Today we're going to talk about the devil's work. And you already know, when I say this, I mean AI art.
Okay, so, so several people have asked for tips, and I was trying to avoid that. Not because it's the devil's work, but because I can't explain you really how this works because I'm just also a beginner. But okay,
You're going
for
to
other
do
beginners, I can
for
give some tips.
dummies. And
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to explain it to me.
yeah, the dummy.
I
You are
hope
the dummy.
I hope this doesn't mean you're expecting me to do my own art.
No, unless you want. But it's not you; it's the devil doing your
Yes,
work.
of course. Well, having the devil work for you is an interesting idea, but
I think so. Yes. Okay. So what we're going to do first? First things first. I'm going to I'm going to start with the basics. Okay, so probably the easiest way to begin with AI art is to use either Midjourney or Blue Willow.
you discovered Blue Willow recently, right?
No, I
No?
had it before, but when it started, it was still a bit uh, bad compared to Midjourney. Now Midjourney has done something that I've been using Midjourney for some time, as probably everybody knows. But Midjourney did something that I didn't like this month. They they rainbow colored their bloody
Of
logo,
course
and
they did.
that doesn't work for me. I'm not going to give money to people who rainbow color their logos. At least not
If you have
if I
another
know it.
and if you have
Yes,
another
and I find another
alternatives.
option. And this, I tried again Blue Willow, and there's an advantage. So Blue Willow can be used as a free app, but you can't use it a lot. So you have just a few prompts, but it's much cheaper than Midjourney.
And like Midjourney, it works on Discord.
Yes, and it's easier to use. So this is I'm not going to explain how to create a Discord account. So I suppose you know. Midjourney is I think you can use it a couple of times free, but then you have to pay for it for that. It's uh, the minimum. It's about 10 months. 10 months, not 10 months. $10 a month,
A month.
and but that's also very limited. Blue Willow has a $5 a month for starters, and I think it probably is better than the $10 option in terms of how much prompts you can generate with it. But that's just the gist of it. Okay, so I'm not going to explain also how to do prompts because that would take too
Yeah.
long. So I'm going to go straight to the shortcuts. Okay, there's. I'm going to show you one of the shortcuts about I'll come back again to put the prompts here, but now I'm going to share something else. I'm going to share the screen to show you a a shortcut.
I have a shortcut. Miguel, you should do a picture. I want a piece of art like this.
Yeah, that's the shortcut, but that's the shortcut for who can ask someone for that. So now our shortcut will be
Another devil.
yes, of course, to make the devil work for the other devil. So ChatGPT writes nice prompts but obviously you can just say ChatGPT write me a prompt because he'll tell you probably that he doesn't know what it is because he is a whatever. But that's when we are using GPT 3.5. If you are using GPT 4 and browsing with Beta Bing or whatever this is, browsing the internet, you'll go search for
And you know what a prompt is in that case. Okay.
yeah, and they'll learn it, but that's not the easiest way. That will take a long time, so not going to do that. So there's another way. It's much better. There's several plugins here. You can go to the plugin store and choose one that's called. This is taking too long.
Yeah, I
There's
think
a
it's because
plugin.
because you're sharing. I think sometimes when we share the screen, it
Yeah,
becomes
maybe.
slower.
So there's a. It's called Photorealistic. A plugin called Photorealistic, which generates photorealistic prompts from Midjourney. This means that it will try to create prompts that are supposed to be photos, but you can just cut that part. So let's try this one because it's probably the easiest thing to do. Tell me something that you want to see.
Well, for the scenario that I'm working and you're probably going that I'm finishing, Sister
Hmm.
Pride. So maybe give me a scary nun that looks like out of a horror film.
So you want photorealistic or something else?
For the cover, so I'm thinking about in the cover having it as a. You can try it both ways. Once one and then another one.
Analog photo was Karen Nunn. What would you say else? She looked like what?
Uh, well, a horror movie nun. So a scary nun. She's going
A
to be tall and
scary
slender.
horror movie Nun. Okay, let's just do this and
Yeah,
see what is going. Oh, sorry, I forgot one thing.
prompt.
Yes, write me a prompt. Well, he knows what he understood
Ah,
it.
yeah, because you're using that plugin.
Yeah, but there was a possibility that it
Yeah,
wouldn't
well, I
understand.
know it's going to show the Conjuring. That's exactly what I want, but
Yeah.
that's
It,
going to be your work.
so this is a very big prompt, not the kind of thing that I write, but I think it will understand it. So let's share something else. And let's go back to let's go back to let's go back to
Midjourney.
Midjourney. Okay, let's insert this prompt in Midjourney and see what. So since it's photorealistic, you are going to use exactly as it is.
Hmm.
Uh, this part here, the composition is shot with a vintage Leica M3
Mm.
camera. I'm not sure if it understands that, but it probably understands the rest. So let's try it, and let's try the same thing at Blue Willow as well.
That's what I'm going to ask. Well, obviously the plugin works for both.
Yes, it's more or less the same. Blue Willow will not recognize any of this.
Hmm.
These are, but it still does the prompt. These are things that this kind of command. So this means the AR means what it means. The resolution, no, the
Mm.
aspect ratio. So it's 16:9. So it's a wallpaper format,
Okay, it's the yeah.
and the rest of the things are. This is the V 5.1 is a version of Midjourney it's using. Style Raw, it's a kind of a photograph. Q2 is a chaos thing. It's and the S is style. These are stuff that connected to Midjourney. I never use this.
Oh, I like it has a mother Teresa of Calcutta look because it seems.
Let me check the
uh,
other one.
what I was going to ask you is the plugins. I actually like those more. Well, at least in this that small version.
Yeah, well, it won't be much better than this, I
Hmm.
think.
What I was going to ask is those plugins, are they also available in the free version of ChatGPT or only on the paid one?
I think it's just for the paid version. But I'm
In
going to
case, yeah, in case someone that, yeah, the for the people that
but I'm
are.
not entirely sure if it is or not. Uh, but I'm going to show something else. This is just the first ball. But I think it's good. But of course, Midjourney is always better.
Hmm.
Okay, let it work for some time. Um, let's go back to let's go back to ChatGPT. There are other ways of doing this. So this was the simplest thing, but in that case, you must have the plugin installed. There's another way you can install a plugin into Chrome, and it will basically do the same thing. I don't like it because it changes the way ChatGPT works, and then you have lots of stuff here. But there's a plugin that allows you to create directly from this screen prompts for not just AI art but several other things. Now, there's another version. This is basically a set of instructions to explain ChatGPT how to make prompts. So obviously I didn't do this, so I'll put a link for one of these things because there are several, many around there. People who have YouTube channels for explaining how these things work. So what to do with this? So you just find one of these things. This is a prompt, basically a prompt for ChatGPT. You paste the prompt in there, and ChatGPT learns how to use Midjourney. Uh, and after that, it says read, but means that it read
Hmm.
the message. After that, you can just say, I want a prompt for a horror movie. None. That was the prompt, right?
Yes.
Realistic. I want a prompt for a photo, no, analog photo, analog photo of a horror movie. And it's a big prompt. This one has no technical things here, but because this depends on what's here before, so there are different kinds of prompts to give away other prompts. Some are better than others. You just have to try because I'm not really I don't know which one is the better. I haven't used this that much because at the beginning you'll probably just use this, but then you'll understand that most of the times if you come here and you just write uh, the same thing.
It's not writing. I think.
Yeah, I'm writing in some but
Yeah.
I have to, yeah, okay, so I'm going to copy this
Ah, okay.
and going back to the other one. There must be a way to not do this, but I can't remember how it is to come. I have to come back to the sharing thing. Okay, so I'm
Yeah, I think it
sharing.
depends of the way. Yes, depends of the way how we share in
I don't know.
StreamYards. I don't know if you can share the entire screen or just one application, because I've only been sharing one application also.
Okay, so well, never mind. I'm going to try another thing. Instead of doing this, just writing here directly the prompt, the small prompt, just what we were talking about. So analog photo of a horror movie. None. Let's try this one, and let's try the other one as well. The one I took from them, that second. And now let's do the same thing for Blue Willow. This time I didn't introduce any.
I like that one that looks like a clown.
This is
That could.
still
I
it's
know,
still building.
but it could be useful for
Yeah, it could be.
it's very bright.
So the Blue Willow apparently likes like to do this one, the woman standing
Hmm.
in the background. It's not bad, but it's not really.
Well, it depends of what we're using it as the background. Because if it's going to
Okay, this
be
one
Rua
is
Augusta,
really
it could be a good one. That one is strange.
this that one is very strange. That was the very small prompt
Yes.
analog photo of a horror movie. None. I don't think he understood what was a horror movie. None. Okay, this one is strange. Oh, she's taking an analog photo. But this one looks, yeah, like
Yeah,
a horror
it's
movie now.
yes.
Probably
That could be Sister
to review.
Pride in a bad day.
Okay, so these ones
These
are
ones
kind
are
of
good. Yeah.
typical, yeah, not for a cover, but
Hmm.
interesting photos as well. Okay, these are optional ways. Now, as we have said, well, this one didn't work, but that doesn't mean that short prompts sometimes work, sometimes they don't work. Now I'm going to show another option still. Okay, let's see if I understand how to share the screen in some other way. Entire screen, maybe.
Yes, I think if you share the entire screen, it will work.
Okay. Is it working now?
Yes, 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 yes. Inception.
Yes.
Now that's interesting.
So no, I don't think it's working.
Uh,
What are you seeing now?
Mid Journey.
Okay, so it's working. Well, then let's try something. Let's try a way of generating other prompts. Let's go to this is another way of creating images. It's called Leonardo AI. I think it's recent, at least more recent than the other stuff. It has lots of options. Let's just go for AI image generation. Uh, as you can see, this is not really good. Or at least, or maybe I don't know how to use it. Probably that's the problem. I haven't understood yet how it works. But it has a prompt generator, so you can use it for that. Even if you don't want to use it for a image generator, you can use it for a prompt generator. So there's another option for generating prompts. Um, so this one is also free, though it has optional ways of using it, paying it.
And you can use the okay, but if you use the prompt
These ones,
in
yes,
the in that site.
you can use there. Well, you can directly
Hmm.
just click here and generate, and it creates. Or you can just copy the prompt. That's not the prompt. This one is the advantage of these prompts from Leonardo is that well, this one is
Hmm.
not bad actually. I like this one. Pretty good this one. Well, I think I'm
Yeah.
going to start using uh, Leonardo AI with its own prompts.
Yeah, I
Maybe
would say that probably if he probably generates. I was going to ask you that if the prompts that you are using are not created by on the site.
no, I just tried. This
Hmm.
is the first time I'm trying
Because probably it would make
using. Yeah,
sense, right? The prompts
yeah, it
that
makes
it
sense. Yeah,
generates are better for
yeah,
the.
and they are a bit different than what I'm used to. So perhaps, well, this one has an advantage. It works. Um, it's a website, so you don't have to have Discord. You just have to create an account in this Leonardo AI, and you can use it right here. Well, I like this one. And then you can do some things with the images. There are some other options. You can generate again, and if you are using the in this
Mhm.
left side, you have several options. This the prompt magic is something that he modifies the prompt according. But in this case, you are using its prompt, so there's no need for that. Uh, let's try with the negative prompt to see if it's there's some difference. This is negative prompt is something that Midjourney hasn't much. This is an advanced feature. The first ones were better,
Mhm.
which means that probably Leonardo doesn't really need a
Mhm.
negative prompt.
That's more for stable diffusion, right?
Yeah. So there are several options here. We're going to try the other ones, see how it goes, and perhaps try the Leonardo prompt here. This one is looks well. This one is strange.
Hmm.
The eyes are ruined. Let's try
It
another
could be
one.
for my blind medium, but that's another character.
Let's try another one, and let's try. I don't know which one I. So there are
Uh,
three doing.
Three, I like a nun in the black, the graveyard one. You haven't
Okay,
tried that one.
okay. This one looks like a clown, but this one is not bad. There are some upscalers here, which means that it can improve a little bit, at least the way it is. These ones are not bad. Okay, I'm going to give Leonardo a try as well. Maybe using its prompt generation. Let's try another thing, just out of curiosity. Say something else.
Something else for my scenario. Well, we have the blind medium. So how should we describe her?
You don't have to describe that. That's the
Exactly.
you want a blind medium.
Blind, blonde, ethereal, medium.
Material medium. I'm not sure if it
If
will
you understand
understand.
what's a medium, yes.
Psychic.
Let's see. Psychic, yes.
Medium will probably won't understand what it is. 88. Let's see how it goes.
I don't know how the ethereal will go. She's gonna make her a ghost.
You just said what it was. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to copy just to try Midjourney as well. I haven't been trying Blue Willow, but I'll give it a shot again. I think Blue Willow works with small prompts. Not in this case. This one was very bad, but well, this is just a matter of giving it a try because you can just do it. Well, this is too ethereal.
Yes, the ethereal was not a
The
good.
ethereal, no, no, it
Yeah, they
wasn't.
cannot.
Let's 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 not etherealize the character. A blind blonde psychic. Okay, let's see what it spits out this time. So okay, let's try this and let's try some. Let's try. Let's try three of them. So you can see I'm not paying for this one, obviously, and it is generating lots of stuff. So you can do this. I'm not sure if each thing spent 5 tokens. Um, I still have 95 tokens remaining, so it's possible. Well, if you're just doing this for fun or for illustrating some of your characters, you won't need anything else. Well, this is too weird.
Yeah.
Looks like well,
It could be for epic.
yeah, it's a bit. It's not futuristic, but
Yeah, it's no, it's
well, but basically it did the same for everything.
yeah.
I think this prompt will need some more. Well, actually, in this
Yeah.
time, she doesn't look blind, but what does that mean? I don't know. Well, number three, maybe she has a staring
Yes.
look.
Yes,
This
that
is
could be. I also like number two, although she doesn't have the.
yeah. Well, the staring look is the usual thing in AI art, so it's basically she's looking.
They are all blind.
They are all blind. Yeah. Um, I like that one in this case. So there's another option is to use several at the same time and choose the best one, especially if you're not paying for them. Okay, this one looks well, not
I
really.
don't. I like.
It's like a yeah, it's too
I
weird.
don't. It's yeah. It look like a
Yes,
gypsy.
no, she doesn't.
Well,
A Swedish gypsy. Um, well, this is strange. Maybe I guess it's going for a strangeness, but you have to explain better what you want
well.
from
In
this.
that case, you're gonna have the description that I had that I did for the characters when you were creating the
This
illustrations.
one is not
Y-
is not too bad.
Yeah.
Though the rays around her.
Well, I like the other one.
This one?
Yes, I know she's ugly, but the eyes look weird.
Yeah. Yes, I think
I like the weirdness in the eyes.
this could work. Yes. Now, something else that you can do when you are working with Discord or Blue Willow is this reroll. Uh, it means exactly like what I said. It's reroll. You just use the same prompt, but once more. And these things here under it creates different
Versions. Yeah.
versions for the U means expand the image here. So this is not
So
really
you're
the
gonna
image.
create
This is just
another version of the third one for the third one was the one that you liked. Yeah, on top. Now
and what?
I can understand that. Yeah, a lot of people just have fun creating the
Yeah, it's
putting
fun.
prompts there, seeing what it gets.
Yeah, it's of course after a time you're just bored of this, but at the beginning it can be fun. Okay, this time Blue Willow is giving us not bad results. Well, now it's looking a little more like a drawing. Still good. Now I'm just going to expand one of the images just to see how it looks like when expanded. Let's see this one. So as you can see, it's not really good. The eyes are a little bit strange, but the same thing with this one's probably. Well, anyway, in Leonardo you can do some stuff. You can edit the image. I don't like these things, but just in the,
You prefer, if you're editing, you prefer to do it
yeah, I prefer
on
to
your
do it
side.
outside here. But you can see these are stuff created by other people, and it's not bad. Actually, there are some pretty good. I guess I'll have to try this, and it has different styles. Well, this one is very bad. Different styles, so it's possible to use this in different ways. It uses also some this appear are names of models for Stable Diffusion, Dream Shaper, RPG, which is good for creating RPG stuff. Deliberate and Leonardo, of course, is just for this side. Okay, so questions.
I think you actually made it very clear. I was what seemed more complicated to me was creating the prompts, but knowing that I can use ChatGPT to get me the prompts actually makes it easier.
So I'll just leave some links for places. I'm not going to share this because I didn't do these prompts, but you can look for stuff done by people who know how to do this, and there are different kinds of prompt generators. Um, okay, so since we didn't take that long, I think I'm going to also talk about Stable Diffusion. I'll have to open this now. Stable Diffusion is stop sharing now for some time.
Stable diffusion is the hardest one, right?
Yes, I'll have to put a link to someone explaining how to install Stable Diffusion. So Stable Diffusion is a kind of a software that you can install in your computer, but also need to have Python and some stuff else, some other things. Um, the installation is kind of it's not really a software. You have to follow a series of steps, but if you get it working, I probably would recommend not installing the one that is more people use, which is called Automatic 1111. There's one other that is called I think it's Vladomatic or something. It's the name that appears there is Vlad 1111. I think it's the name of the person who created it. I don't know if it's a real name or just a nickname. Anyway, that one has several extensions already installed, so that means that it's easier to get it to work at once. But for Stable Diffusion, you'll have to download a series of other stuff, not just the program itself. So the program is just it has nothing there. So when you download that, it won't do anything. You need the models. The models are large files, and when I say large, they are really large. Some of them are quite large. I'm not sure if some of them won't probably work in some computers.
That was going to say you need.
I tried one that was 15 gigas and didn't work in this computer. And this is a gaming computer. It's not a new computer, but it's still a gaming computer. So the 15 gigas, it's too large. But up to 5 gigas, it still works. So how does it work? So it runs in a window. I'm going to show that window. I'm going to share that window now. It runs in a window, so uh, it's not really a software. You are seeing it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously this looks strange at first. Um, where I'm going to start this. Okay, this thing here on the left is the
That's
most
the
important thing.
that's the model.
Exactly, this is in the models. I'm going to give some ideas about stuff that you can download for Azovia Photoreal is a large one, very large one, about 5 gigas, but it's pretty good. There's two versions. The Photoreal is for more realistic photographs, photograph styles, and then if you want to do something like illustrations, it starts the same way. It's Azovia RPG artist tools. Cyber realistic, I've never used it. I have it here because I might need it for something else. Dream Shaper is a very versatile one. Realistic Vision is one more inclined for photorealistic like. Reliberate is what was called Deliberate first. This is a new version of that one, and it's also a versatile one. Now you have these ones are recent, and I think they work good with small prompts. Run Diffusion, FX25D is the one for illustrations, and Run Diffusion FX is for photorealistic stuff. Urban design, I haven't used it that much, but I think it's good for. I think, well, I know it's good for landscape, cityscapes.
Hmm.
Uh, Usually, the other ones don't work that well with that kind of thing. These ones are just the basic stuff that you'll probably never need them unless you are going to train models for yourself. And this is a comic book art style that I have here, but I haven't used that yet. I don't know if it's good or not. It doesn't look that bad. Okay, so let's try with the Azovia Photoreal. Okay, I'm not going to explain what's this because it will it would take some some more time. Something else that you're going to probably have to look for it.
Oh, the
The
styles.
styles. The styles are very good. A very good, easy thing to. It's not. I'm not going to say it's easy to use,
Okay.
but it will make it easier for you because this just it's a list of things. Uh, and instead of writing your prompt, this will replace the
So
prompt.
if you pick, you can use that. Okay.
So the first things are negative prompts. This is something that
Hmm.
well, I'm just going to put here a prime negative prompt. So you see that
Uh, how exactly the negative work?
the negative means things that you don't want
Okay.
in your image. Now there's a problem with some of these negatives because if you are going to do horror stuff, they will probably disallow some things like
Hmm.
deformed people, mutated people, or animals. There are stuff here that says malformed limbs and mutated
Hmm.
hands. Okay, usually this means those weird AINs, but it will
Hmm.
probably won't let you draw a penis, for example. But it does.
Okay, so if you ask for a penis, you're not gonna have a penis because you have it on the
No, no,
negative
not
prompt.
necessarily. No, it's not like that. It's just
Okay.
it might
This.
happen, but it's not. It doesn't work that well. If it did, it would be nice because you just take this and you'll have a nice penis. But no, that's not like that. Sometimes you have to put. Now there's something here that I'm just going to explain. How's it called? This I can't remember how's this called.
Brackets.
Brackets, yes. The brackets mean that this is very important.
Mm.
So for
So no
brackets,
mutated hands and fingers.
yes, that's the most important thing. Okay,
Nobody merge. Yeah.
we could try a very complicated prompt, and we'll do it later, but not now. First, we'll just go for that single prompt. Now, this that I put here, you can get it somewhere else because there are um, cheat sheets for Stable Diffusion. You can find them.
So you have to add the styles also.
Yeah, the Stable Diffusion requires a lot of work.
Hmm.
Now, as I was saying, you don't really have to have this thing here, but you'll probably need a cheat sheet to use this unless you know what are you doing. So you'll probably go to YouTube channels and look for a cheat sheet for this. There are some negative prompts that are usable for any picture, so you can do that. I'm just going to let this one here. Now you're going to the positive prompt. So what we want is an
I'm gonna
analog
still with the nun.
photo of a horror movie nun. Okay. Now another thing that's very important: the sampling method. I'm not going to explain it because I don't know what it is. A sampling method. It's something. It does shit. Okay. So there are several options, not just these ones, but I reduced them because I just used two: Euler A or Euler A and DPM plus plus to mkeras, and that's what usually the best one. Sampling steps. This is how long it takes, and not just that, how much work goes into the creation of each image. I usually use 40 sampling steps. Okay, let's not use the restore faces. It used to be a nice feature, not anymore. Don't ask me why. High-res fix just makes your image larger as at the beginning, but that's not a good option because it will take lots of time, and you don't know at the beginning if you really want that
Yeah.
image. So you can do that later. Now something else, width and height. In this case, you can use any value that you want, but I noticed that they work for the beginning. You can just leave it at 512, 512, and then you just have to choose if you want a square image, one per one, or if you want a portrait image or a landscape. In this case, you want a portrait, right?
Hmm.
So, and usually 768 is the best way. So 512 768. Why? I don't know. Things. This is how the CFG scale means how much the prompt will be relevant for the creation of the image. Usually for these models, 5 is good. Why? I don't know. Don't care. You don't have to understand it. Now, the positive prompt here, it's not as simple as in Midjourney. You are supposed to do something else, not just this. Now, let's use a cheat sheet for this. Uh, it's called the prompt generator, but it's not actually a prompt generator. It doesn't generate anything. It just gives you keywords. The keywords are very important in this case. So there are different types of keywords. The medium, which is the kind of image that you want. So you have several different things here: portrait, digital painting, concept art, photograph, headshot. Okay, a long list of stuff. In this case, it could be several things, right?
Hmm.
So let's go for a photograph, the simplest thing.
Yeah.
So it's a photograph. It's already here, analog photo of a horror movie. Okay, the style. In this case, it's photorealism, or not. This is a photo, but since we are talking to an AI, you can use hyperrealistic as well. In this case, perhaps it increases details. This column here explains
Ah, you're not
what
showing
this
that
is.
one, sorry.
I'm not
I
sharing.
thought you were just reading yes.
Okay.
Because the first one.
Oh, that's because it's a. I stopped sharing it as a. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So let's go.
Let's check again.
Let's share the thing. Entire screen. Okay. What I was trying to show
Hmm.
this. So this is okay. In the left column, you have a series of keywords for the medium, which could be all these kinds of things: portraits and paintings, digital paintings, cartoons, whatever. So, as I said, this one is, we know already that you want an analog photo of an an. Now, I was talking about the style. In this case, it's usually for art, not for photographs, unless you want specific stuff like head to shoulder, full body, close up. This is a style as well. In this case, you want probably head to shoulder. This is not guaranteed to work, but but let's try it anyway. To shoulder analog photo of a horror movie. Now. Let's go back to the cheat sheet.
I was going to ask, do you have to use all of them?
No.
Okay, just some. I mean, you don't have to use one for each.
For example, in this case, the artist you don't need it.
Hmm.
The website is when you want to when you want the AI art to go look for stuff that like ArtStation and DeviantArt and all that. But that's not. We don't want that now. In this case, this is photorealistic, high resolution. There are things here that usually work fine. Fujifilm X-T3 usually does a nice job. So let's use it. Detail, this is stuff related to what you want the image to look like. So, but there are very different things here, like sci-fi, lifelike, expensive. So this is basically a very versatile kind of stuff. So you are going to just ignore this now. Color can be important if you want to have images like the ones from Midjourney. You'll probably want to say muted colors and probably well muted colors probably because it tends to be very bright
Hmm.
and dim light as well. Okay, and this is probably enough. So let's try see what it's going to do. And it's going to create something here. The okay. Now you're going to tell me, okay, this is a just a nun. It's not a horror movie nun. Yeah, that's true, and that's the problem
Hmm.
that we have with Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion needs you to feed it more information. This just isn't enough.
Hmm.
It's a nice picture, I think. Looks like a person, right?
Hmm.
Realistic. The eyes are a bit strange, but this is an ugly woman, so no problem. Now there are several things that you can use. I'm not going to explain it how because it will be difficult to explain it. But let's just say that textual inversions and LoRa
Mm.
are names that you probably want to know. For example, let's start with the LoRa. I'm not going to explain how it works or what it is because I also don't know. But let me tell just that there's something called noise offset that will work nicely, and it will make your image a lot more like Midjourney's images. And if you are interested in making the your stuff look better, you'll have to look for YouTube channels that
Hmm.
explain how this works. Well, this basically you don't really need to understand how it works. You need to understand how to put it in here so you can use it.
It's there. You just need to know how to pick it, right?
Yeah, that's it. So I have several options here. 80s offset. It's basically the same thing. It's to enhance the blacks, and but this one is more like an 80s style. Head sharpness you can see here from this image below, but this one is a little bit risky. Sometimes it creates a very unusual thing. Detailed eyes sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. It tends to create images that look like Japanese
Mm.
cartoons. The rest of the stuff alters too much what you are doing. So this one puts tentacles everywhere. This is for
That's it's.
steampunk. Yeah, this is for Venger.
Yes, exactly.
Steampunk schematics is just if you want to do schematics, of course. This is contrast as well. These are different things for contrast. That one as well. As you can see, it's a very dark image. So the contrast is very important if you want to create an image that looks like what you do in a Midjourney, because the images from Stable Diffusion, if you don't use this kind of stuff, even if you put there the right words like dim light, it's still not that good. Now, textual inversion is these are small files that you can just put in those folders. You don't need to install anything. It's just small files. And these small files do stuff that, for example, Bad Artist corrects your prompts if they aren't good. So Bad Hands is also something to correct prompts. You just need to select this stuff. Now there are textual inversions that work for horror, and that's what you're going to use now. What does this do? Well, this was trained with stuff, and it makes the horror come out of this. So let's choose some more images because this is creating just one image. The batch count here indicates how many images you are going to create, and let it roll now. And I don't think it's working anyway. Oh, wait, I put this in the wrong place.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be here.
And the other ones, the eyes, they
No,
also
these ones
okay.
are here.
The
Those are
textual
negative
inversion are
prompts.
in the okay, are in the prompt. Okay, exactly.
It depends. Some of them, so some of the textual inversions are supposed to be negative prompts, and some of them are supposed to be positive prompts. So in this case, you're just repeating. Well, you get more images. So you have several nuns here. Actually, this is the same one, I think. Looks like the same person. And these two look like the same. Well, they are all similar, but this one's older sister. Okay, let's try this now. See if it gets. Yeah, it's getting scarier.
No, it's getting scarier. Yeah.
These prompts here would probably don't won't work on Midjourney. This kind of information sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't. But we'll try it anyway. Well, not this. This is just a code for something.
Yeah, the LoRa, that's the
But
Midjourney stuff, right?
yeah,
Stable diffusion stuff.
yeah. But the rest of it maybe yeah. The dim light, the muted colors. There are other stuff that you can put here. For example, high resolution, highly detailed. Not really needed because it's already highly detailed. Okay, it didn't work that well. The woman is a little bit scarier, but still not that scary. So there's another option. This one, um, there are two options
Okay,
for
now I understand why sometimes you get annoyed with stable diffusion when you're
yes,
trying to get something, it doesn't get the way, it doesn't give you what you
right,
want.
right. I'm going to use another uh, option for horror, and okay, this one
Jump in
is
and
yeah, this
yeah.
one is working. This one is stronger. The other one is gothic horror. This one is horror. So
Yeah, that probably was the
okay,
yeah.
yeah. But sometimes the horror is too much. This time it's doing what's supposed to do. I tried it. I used it today to doing other stuff, and it was going too further along the very strange stuff. But this one is it worked pretty nice. Yes. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's try another model. Let's try the run diffusion model, which usually creates nice images as well. And you can see why I'm using photorealistic images now. Usually they work better than the illustrations. They look like people, and that's what we need. So I changed the model, and you can see that it changes a lot of things. Not everything. In this case, for example, this one isn't that different from the other one. You don't have to have the image creating here, but I think it's good. If you want to stop it, you can stop it. Just, oh no, it's not working. In this case, it is, so that's not a problem. I think it's not too bad. Okay, this one maybe. Well, this kind of stuff you can correct on Photoshop or something else. For example, this one is. I would probably correct this here. Up here, it's too much, but
Yeah, the scars are okay, but
yeah,
they're
this one is okay. Looks like a bad Jedi, a Lord of the Sith. Of course, if you want something else, this one is just a very simple prompt. You didn't really said what you wanted. It just said a horror movie none. It could be several things. Apparently, the different models accepted the same kind of thing.
Hmm.
It's a kind of a zombie nun. Now let's try this kind of prompt, and let's go back. Let's go back to Discord and try this at Midjourney and Blue Willow.
Like you said, Midjourney doesn't use negative prompts, right?
Doesn't use negative prompts. No. Well, there are some things that you can use as a negative prompt, like okay, this says that that's a problem. Another problem with the Midjourney. Sometimes it says the AI moderator feels your prompt might be against community standards, and you have to appeal so you can run it again. And this one, I don't
But you
think it's
already had used the horror movie Nun, so it doesn't make sense.
no, not really, but okay, that's now. Blue Willow gave us again.
A weird, yeah.
No, that's not weird. It's and then just
Yeah, but it's just a Nun.
well, this one may
Yeah, that
be,
one maybe. It's diverse, but that's okay.
but you can see that some things worked here.
Hmm.
The Fujifilm
No, yes, yes,
X-T3, the high
yes, yes.
resolution, and the muted colors.
It's
It's
changed,
darker,
yes. Hmm.
so things kind of work, but not exactly as we wanted sometimes. So it accepted the appeal, so it's now working. Stable diffusion, as you can see, is has some advantages and disadvantages. It needs much more work, and now maybe I'm going to try to ask ChatGPT for a prompt that I'm going to use in Stable Diffusion to see what we can get from there. Okay, so I want a prompt for a scary movie, horror movie mode. Sometimes Stable Diffusion works very well with long prompts that explain exactly what you want. Sometimes it doesn't, but let's try. Let's try this. No, you didn't understand, but this time it didn't understand what I wanted. No, that's not what I want. You stupid. Oh, okay. Then let's try again. While it's writing, let's see what do you get here. Yeah, well, it's doing giving us not exactly what we asked for. It's
Hmm.
none
But
in
it's
a horror
different.
movie.
Yes, exactly. But it's different. We can see that it's darker,
Yeah, it's
and the
darker.
Fujitsu, yeah, it's a more stylized type of picture.
Yeah, it is. And if you use all those keywords, you'll have much better work. Because one thing is to the prompt itself. I mean, the subject of the prompt, the image that you want, is the description of the image is important. But this stuff here is also very
Hmm.
important. So
It will give you the style.
yeah, and usually this is the hardest part, unless you are an expert in photography or in design. You don't usually. I don't. For example, I have no idea what these things. Most of these things really mean. I just know
They
because
work.
I've been using them. So I okay. So you have two options here. They are probably too big, but anyway, let's try this one in Stable Diffusion, and let's see what we get now.
You didn't put the last ones because they are just for Midjourney when you copied the
Yes,
prompt. Okay,
the end of the prompt is this
specific
stuff
for
here.
Midjourney.
Yeah,
Okay.
the aspect ratio in Stable
Hmm.
Diffusion is selected in those columns
Yeah, you
there.
had said that in the beginning.
And this stuff here, the style and whatever, this is just Mid-Journey stuff. It doesn't work anywhere
Okay,
else.
but it gives you the scenery. Yeah, this one here
Yeah,
gives
this
you
is a
the.
long description. So you
Yeah.
picture a chilling scene from a horror movie featuring a sinister man. I guess this is too wordy.
Hmm.
Um, but that's supposed to be a generator, so I don't know. This is too early, actually. But you can just use it for creating this, the initial prompt and then just take away some of this stuff because it's a very long prompt. I don't think this works. Yeah, I can see that it's just it didn't work. Now let's cut uh,
Yeah.
a lot of this.
Sh- she can be, yeah, this,
Or
ancient
just
abandoned. That's
photo
she's
of
standing in the dim light. That could be, but the
horror
rest,
movie. Yeah, because what was lacking was the background, which is also important. Midjourney does it for you. You don't need to really uh, tell what you want, except just a very vague description. But Stable Diffusion needs you to explain exactly what you want.
and he had Goya there, so of course that was killing the probably the
Yeah, but that's
photorealistic side. If you're saying that you
it
want it like a, coming from a Goya painting,
exactly. It's well, maybe not. Sometimes it works. It just changes the colors or the scenery, but it's still not working very well.
that looks like something from Assassin's Creed.
Perhaps right now you have to take this away from here, the horror
Yes.
thing, because it's describing too much. Um, okay, let's try now without that thing. It's still not working that well. Uh, it's taking longer.
So the biggest the prompt in Stable Diffusion, also the longer it will take to generate, or it's not related.
No, no, I don't think so. Okay, and I don't think they are working. No, they didn't work at all. Very bad.
Bad nuns.
This doesn't mean that long prompts don't work in Stable Diffusion. They can work, and I think Stable Diffusion accepts more words than the other one. But in this case, it didn't. It didn't really work. Well, I think I have already said too much, probably.
Yeah.
Did you understand any of
Yes,
this?
actually I did.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
I
Uh,
can't. If you did this live, you could ask people if they asked any
yeah.
questions. But well, in this case, it says to be you. Anything that you want to know. I'm going to
Mm,
put some links for places that you can
yes,
find
I
stuff.
think I understood. I'm gonna probably gonna start trying. Can I use your your blue willow subscription? No, I'm kidding. I don't know because I
I don't
actually
know
noticed that
if
I
you
have
can.
things appearing in your channel, so I don't know if I can. Some
Oh
pictures are
yes,
generating
probably.
on your
Yes,
server,
you
so
can.
probably I
Yes,
can use it.
you can use my server. Yes,
Yeah.
it's yeah. You can use my server. It appears in two places, in the chat, and then well, if you can just decide where it appears. But if you have a server, I think you can. Well, no, I'm not entirely sure, but I think you also can use it. But you have to try it. Okay, so that's I think that's it.
Yeah, we took almost 1 hour, but I think it was informative.
I'm going to put some links for stuff in the description, and if you have some questions or stuff that you think that I should do another video about, leave a comment.
Yeah, if you have anything special that you want to see.
Yeah,
And what I mean anything special regarding to the use of AI art, not anything weird.
yeah. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye bye.
Bye bye.